name is Patrick DeCoste. I'm from Antigonish, Nova Scotia originally. I live in Toronto now. I studied undergraduate school at Mount Allison University. That's in Sackville, New Brunswick. And I recently did my master's at OCAD, Ontario College of Art and Design in Toronto. And the focus of my artwork is my Métis heritage, which is a mixture of Acadien or French and First Nations or Mi'kmaq. And so that's what my current exhibition, Volcanos of Montréal, is kind of exploring first contacts between Europeans and First Nations people. Okay, so this painting is entitled Jacques Cartier Visits Hochelaga. So Montreal there used to be a village in Montreal of First Nations people, most likely 6 nations, which were once called 5 nations, which are the Mohawk people, which they have a new name, which I can't pronounce, like something like Kanastake. I don't know the local Indians up here. In Ontario, it's Anishinaabe. So the painting behind me is kind of a historical cross-section of some things that have gone on in Montreal. But in all my work, I want to bring attention to the fact that First Nations people were here first, before the Europeans came. So part of my whole practice is first contacts and trying to educate the public a little bit to help the dialogue between First Nations and, I guess, the settler people, because there's still lots of issues around land, especially land and treaties. So I'm just trying to bring more attention to First Nations issues and Métis issues. I often use self-portraiture to kind of explore various themes. So for example, in one of the paintings here, I'm playing the role of the god Glooskap, and he's the god of the Mi'kmaq people. And he's an important cultural folk hero. So I thought I would feature him, well, as myself as him, as a way of getting in touch with my Métis bloodline. It's a contentious issue as to whether or not Montreal has volcanoes. I know the writer who works with the gallery questioned me on that. I know that they're not active and they're not dormant either, but I think, 5 million years ago there was some geological activity underneath which formed the mountains. So they didn't actually become a volcano, but in my paintings I'm kind of exaggerating the possibility of what these mountains could be. So it's more of a poetic license rather than geologically accurate. These works are mostly painted on wood. For some of them I was trying to emulate birch bark by pressing birch bark into the gesso to make a certain textural on the surface. And I'm working on animal skins right now that were a gift for me. Somebody gave them to me. I got them from Waddington's auction house in Toronto. And in the future, I'm going to start painting on deer skins. I have a friend who's a hunter. His name is Claude. He lives up in Georgian Bay in the woods. So he's going to give me a good deal on animal skins. So my next show will be on deer skins.